Okay, so we're asked for what point on the unit circle intersects the terminal side of 7 pi over 6. You can get a quick sketch of all these unit circle problems before you actually do the calculations to give you an idea of where you're supposed to go. Because on the unit circle, it's a circle with a radius of 1. So that means halfway around the circle, you're at pi. 3/4 of the way, you're on 3 pi over 2. And a full revolution around the circle is 2 pi, or in other words, 0 degrees in radians, or 0 radians. So we're asked for our angle being 7 pi over 6 in radians. That means we're a little bit past. We know the line needs to be something like this. Okay. So to find out exactly what the dots are in the unit circle for where that terminal side crosses, that's supposed to be a circle. How about that? Find out what this dot is exactly. We can use the fact that the cosine of an angle is the x-coordinate of each dot, and the sine of an angle is the y-coordinate of each dot on the unit circle, right there. Okay, so to find out what that is, we need to know what the reference angle is here. And if you plug the cosine, if you find out the cosine of that reference angle and the sine of that reference angle, then you've got your x and y coordinates. So here's our right triangle, and if that was 7 pi over 6, this must be pi over 6 here. Oh gosh, here, let me draw that in. There we go. Because you've used up 1 pi for half a revolution. So out of 7 pi out of 6, you've got 6 pi out of 6 used here. So there's 1 pi out of 6 left over here. But another way of thinking of that is you could convert it to degrees too. You can convert 7 pi over 6 to degrees, find out you got 180 used, how much is left over here. That's where we are in radians though. So to find out, now that we have our reference angle, we can find out this x and y coordinate. It's the cosine of pi over 6, and it's the sine of pi over 6. That'll be our final answer there. If you're allowed to use a calculator, definitely go for it on this one. This is square root of 3 over 2 for cosine pi out of 6. If you're not allowed to use a calculator, this is a different issue. You're going to have to check out some other videos on how to evaluate this without a calculator. We use reference triangles usually. So to evaluate this guy, I'm going to double check. I'm pretty sure that's 1/2. I forgot. We're going to say negative 1/2 though, because we're down on the y-axis. Okay, or you can think of it as all students take calculus. Tangent is positive down here, so that means sine would be negative here. Actually, cosine is supposed to be negative here too. There. But yeah, sine pi over 6 is 1/2. And since sine and cosine are negative here, got to stick a negative sign. This is your final answer.